Hello, Graybeard here, and welcome to the channel. I hope you like this video. If you do, hit that like button for a feller. It helps a feller out. And comment, share. And if you didn't like the video, go ahead and like it anyway. Hit that like button. You can lie to me. I'm a man. I can take it. Anyways, we're gonna put fenders on the bike. I don't know if you can see them that well. Yeah, we'll have to pull these back off because you got to actually put the braces on the back side, the little wire braces, on before you put them on the bike. It'll be probably more interesting on this one because I'm going to have to slide it all through these forks unless I want to take the tire off. And I don't want to take the tire off. But anywho's, I'll show you the bracing and what we're going to do with it. What we're going to do now. Get you down here on what I'm doing here. I can turn this fan off. It's actually a little cool. I just like the fan running for some reason. Anywho's, you got two little holes right here. Should be able to see that. And this goes on top. And this also, it braces it behind the plastic, so I guess, you know, keep the plastic from cracking or whatever. And I'm trying to show it to you close enough. It's actually threaded, if you can see that. But anyways, you take this fender kit comes with the braces, screws to that, you know, attach the braces and hardware for that. This. I'm doing this with the big tripod. Let me see what I'm seeing here. This will go through here, and I've already tried it out. You can probably see where I ran the bolt on it. I was going to have it on when I started. It'll go through there, but it's a little harder to get it through that back side than the front side. It goes right in that front side. But it'll go through, and it goes through long enough, just long enough to get the bolt on there, which is cool because makes it nice and clean. Then it comes with these. Now, if you see that stuff inside there, I'll have to cut another piece for the other side. This makes it fit perfect because this is actually made for bikes like this, where you can attach it to big old forks. Actually, I don't even know if it'd be big enough for that. Yeah, it'd be big and it'd be good for this bar, but that'd be too big. But of course, these bikes actually have provisions, even though that one don't use them. Same with this bike. It has provisions. That's a different style, but that's a spot to attach a brace. And this one's got one for the, like the new bike has. The Jan's done the new bike match on that part. So them forks are probably identical, or just about. These are slightly different. Got that little middle retainer there. Yeah, this one's different. No, it's got a little retainer there, but it's different. It's different. But anywho's, we're gonna attach these. I'll try, hopefully this will be the easier route. You gotta put this on top, put this down through the holes. You got to remember, if you get a set of these and go to put them on a bike, this shiny part is very easily scratched. I mean, I've already scratched it myself. I don't know if you can see that one there. No, that was just a hair, a little fuzzy or whatever. But anyways, they are prone to scratching, so if you want them to stay perfect, that's not going to happen. But anywho's, take this and it's gonna be a little funky. I guess I could have had me a Phillips ready, huh? Good thing my toolbox is right here. Dollar Tree screwdriver. That actually worked pretty good. That went in so easy. Oop. Yeah, you don't want to slip, because you hit that, you're going to scratch it. Yeah, that ain't wanting to go in so easy. Still ain't in. There we go. That ought to work. It's really easy, really. I'm fumbling because I'm trying to do this in front of a camera. You don't need to torque these down because it's on plastic. Just snug it up nice and tight. Every so often, you can check on the setup and every now and then and see if it's still tight, after you installed it. It's always good to go around and check your nuts and bolts and stuff like that anyway. Now to see if it'll go through the forks. Oop. I'm pointing you up because we're going over here. I may have pointed you up too high anyway though. Oop. That's good. Yeah, see here, this ain't gonna want to go through the fender too easy. We'll get through there though. There we are. No scratching either. Now, I also tried, like I said, I done put the bolt through there and tried it out. On this bike, I want maximum clearance. I don't want it, that's perfect actually. Try to get you angled. But yeah, it's got a slotted part here. I got to push it all the way up to get the clearance I want. If you want it really close to the tire, you can do that, but I'd say give it at least a ½ inch clearance on the tire, if not more. In case you pick up a rock or something, it don't destroy your fender. And let me get my long bolt and nut. I mean to turn that. I didn't cut that piece perfect. I might touch it up. But get your bolt in there. There it is. It wasn't any easier that time. There we go. Probably because I already put it in there once. Let me, I can even crank you up if I can remember how to do this. Give you more of a, almost my eye level view. Yeah. That's almost up my eye height, maybe an inch or two lower. Anywho's, I got these cheap wrenches that came with this porch swing I bought recently. They actually work pretty good for this. It's the El Cheapo little steel stamp wrenches. I was like, I don't want to go digging through my toolbox. Those are laying right there. I bet they'll fit, and they do. Take your opening wrench for the holder, and your closed end to do your turning. Okay, got a little snug. Let's see if I can, shimmy it up. It looks like it's pointing up right now, but this is going to go up too. I'm probably going to have to slide these down the fender, cover up that, what do you call it? Artwork on the fender there. But you can torque this one. It's metal that it's fastening. Now go over here and check the front. Where I was holding the bolt on this end with this wrench, it also made it to where the fender don't twist, so it's still straight up and down. So that kept it lined up pretty good. I actually thought about drilling a hole into the fork because I didn't know if these were going to fit right with that stuff. Because this is a sheet of foam that I just cut a little slit off of to fit this. And I'll have to cut another one for the other side. And I can show you how I did it. Right over here. Let me get you over here. What I did now, let me move my phone. I could actually put this battery charger over here where I'm supposed to keep it. That's a cheap toolbox, but it's been a good one. Yeah, here's the other one. Got a little boo-boo. I tend to get them every so often. But anyways, what I do is I use the width of this to this one crease, you know, between these two boards, and line it up just about as perfect as I can get it. And then the same with this one. And then I just take my X-Acto knife and run it straight down that little crack. And it don't have to be perfect. And what I did here, I already cut one off for the other side. I'm going to take it, and this looks a little narrower on this end, so I'm going to take it and run it up to that crack again. This is the cutoff from the other one. And so I'm just using it to know how much to cut off this end to make this fit for this. And it don't have to be perfect. You can squeeze it in there. That just about turned out perfect. What I do is, though, I put this on and then wrap this around the fork and then slide this over this, which I'm going to show you. You'll have to see it through the spokes. The easiest way to get this on is start down here, and you can take it and spread it. And let me make sure I'm facing, nope, I'm not facing it the right way. I need to pull it back off, flip it, and then put it on. And if you can see, there's two hex shapes right here. That's the same thing on the inside of this one. And then I might have to take this bike down because there's hardly any room behind there. I'm gonna have to move this lawnmower and a deck chair, or whatever you want to call this little camping chair. You might have to see me through the spokes. I'm gonna try to make this work. Anywho, and then, and I'm looking at this. See, I'm going to hook that to that. So like I say, to get the right length, I'm probably going to have to slide it to about right now. Right about there. And then again, I might have to adjust it because this one, well, we'll see. We'll see. No need to get too antsy about it. But I can't turn the handlebars much because it's going to hit the garage track. And if I turn it the other way, well, that might be the best route. Yes, very much better. I'll just move this other lawnmower. This one right here, the electric that I use currently. The other mower's still good. I just ain't used it since last mowing season. And I actually didn't fix this electric one. I messed up and didn't go over the nuts and bolts. At least I thought I did, but I don't guess I did because one of them come loose. Let me get you over here where you can see what I'm doing. Boop. My cameraman's a little slow. But I wrap this around here, and again, you can spread this and get that in behind there. And then you just shove her down in there as flush as you can get it. I actually did a better job on this one here than I did on the other one. Get this thing straight and get you repositioned over here. Hopefully I ain't boring too many people. But yeah, we get these straight. Figure that out. Yeah, I want to go further down. So I guess you'll get to see the artwork. Yeah, and you want to keep a track on your Fender here. Let me try something. I'm going to cut a couple pieces of this foam. Doodly-loop. Find my cutter. And what I'm going to do now, I'm hoping this'll work for what I need. I'm just randomly cutting this real quick. I cut 2 pieces, yay size. And what I'm hoping to do now is fold this over, and the springiness of this will hold the gap a little better. Let's see if my idea works. Every once in a while I come up with a good one. I don't know if this is one of them, but I'm hoping. Yeah, it's not holding it as good as I want it to. So let's cut one more layer for the back part of the tire. And then maybe that'll hold it a little bit wider, because as you see, there's a little more gap up here than down here. And we're gonna see if we can spread that out just a skosh. Come on. I would rather the gap be wider down here than up here anyway. So if it does end up a little wider, it'll be all right by me. Okay, let's do this again and do them together. Oh yeah, there we go. Now, it still looks a little closer, don't it? We can adjust. What I'm gonna do now I need to go get my bolts to tighten this and this. Which do come in the kit. I'm only seeing 2 short ones. That don't seem right to me. I might need more hardware. I do have another kit that I can steal the hardware from. Maybe that's why I ordered that wrong the first time. Oh. Check this out. I guess that'll be fine. See, it only has 2 at this length. And then it has 2 at this length. But that's not the problem. I was hoping these would work, and they will. Over here, I'm going to have to drill holes right here. So I need 2 more bolts with nuts. And they only gave me another one at the longer length, which I don't understand. Yeah, so I'm going to have to figure out something for that back fender. So I'm probably going to be robbing Peter to pay Paul, so as I can get that back fender on. And then I need to get a Phillips, and that's all I really need to get, because I showed you, well, I'll show you a little bit better now. But that's how easy these fenders are to put on. I could have done this inside of 2 minutes if I wasn't trying to show my my subscribers and whoever else decides to pick up on this. But yeah, that goes in there, and hopefully you can see on the other side. Can you see the hex shapes? It's the same thing as on the inside of this one. And you just, well, I need to go get 2 nuts. And then that will connect this first one. Okay, I need to, there's me a shit one. No, I don't trust that. There we go. Hopefully I remember where I laid them. Oh, but what you need to do now is get up in here and put that nut in that little hex shape of that plastic, if and I can find it. I know it goes in there. Or at least I think it does. Let me turn this way so I can see what I'm trying to do. I can't reach through the spokes. I can see, but I can't reach. Anywho's, let's push this out. Cuff my little doohickey under my screwdriver. There we go. Now, get your little bolt started. And I'm thinking about getting me another piece of foam. Or maybe I should slide this down. I really don't need the spacer for up there anyhow, really. So let's do this. Let's pull this out. I don't know why I was thinking I was going to need one for up there because it's already bolted. But anywho's, we'll take both folded ones and shove them under there. See how that does for space. Hey, what do you think? That looks pretty even, don't it? And then, that's about perfect where I got the little mount. And the best thing to do is tighten it to the fork first, which I got my screwdriver for that. You know, keep it nice and straight. Let's see how that does. How that did. Oh yeah. That's plenty tight enough for this Fender. Oh, it moved a little bit. Let's tighten it just a skosh more. Yeah, it'll move if you push it. That foam's not super dense. But then, you can do this. Adjust it. Get your shorter bolt, since you're only going through one layer of plastic. Insert your little nut on the back side. Might need to move her up just a skosh. There we are. There we are. And now you can run this in most of the way with your finger. And like I say, it tightens up with the Phillips too. We're not going to tighten it up just yet because we still got the other side to put on. Like I say, if you force it on there, you know, like grab this, you can move it up and down. Try to get them as even as you possibly can. And then let me go get my other, well, hold it. You know, yeah, I'm going to need the other two, Yeah, see? Yeah, this kit, they weren't precise. The little piece that holds the plastic piece that holds the brace on there, they gave me 3 of them. I only need 2. And then for the back part, they didn't give me no hardware for that. Oh, yeah, that's right, that's right. So you got to put your little nut in that little hex thing and it holds it for you, so you only need a screwdriver to tighten it down. And it's right here. I almost thought I carried it over and left it on the bench. I need to go down just a taste. Let's see how that fits. That's about right. I guess I need to go ahead and... The ones that's holding this onto the fork, I'm snugging. I just left that other one with the wire part loose. This might be a little harder. And I'll pull these out. Make this a little easier to put on. Because it's going to be a booger. And then again, I could be wrong. It might make a liar out of me right now. Yeah, it just made a liar out of me. It's real easy. And right now, it's touching the tire. So there's a problem. So, yeah, you don't want it rubbing the tire. So what I'm going to do now, let's see. Yes, can you hear it? It's catching the teats. Still got the teats on the side. That's all it's hitting now. That's a bit of a problem. Let me do these. Raise it up. It's a little further away. And now it's even worse. Yeah, what's hitting is just the teats. Maybe that'll wear the teats off the other side, huh? Oh, my fender just slid through. I had my other fender still laying on there. I don't know if you can see what I'm didding now. What I'm trying to did, I'm trying to coax it into coming over this way. So I can get it to come over, it just don't want to stay. Hold it. I did something there. I can still hear something, but it has to be just them little teats. It's fairly close to the tire. But if you see, it's not really hitting. If I got you right. Oh. Anywho's, that should do her on that. And I might have to come up with a better idea than that little foam, because I do want it to hold tight. Oh, it's a little bit crooked. Trying to. Yeah, this side needs to come up. That might help a little bit more. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it will. I did tighten that one, right? Yep. And then yeah, that's them teats. As you can see, it's clear. These are awfully close to the tire. I could take like bend them out here a little bit more. Like I say, they're kits to go on a bike, but you still got to do a little manipulation. But actually, I'm fine with that. It's clear and good on both of them. Yeah, it's just the teats. I could shave these teats off with my X-Acto knife and you won't hear that at all. And it's a little further out back here, but I think it looks fine. Tell me what you think in the comments there if you don't mind. There's the front fender. And then the back, I might have to move the Jan's nut. Yeah, that's as good as that gets though. Yeah, I got that about as snug as it's gonna get. I could go with a little more foam, but I don't know if that'd be overkill. But I thought about you can buy these pieces for a smaller tube, and I'm thinking about doing that on down the line, and that way I can clamp them on there. But right now that'll do. I like it. Like I say, let me know what you think. Got the ape hangers with the fenders now. And on this one, believe it or not, this piece here is, oh, it was, the flip up was catching my rack. This is threaded. I wonder if it'll fit, because I might have to get a smaller screw. Yeah, I believe I'm going to think. Yeah, because it's not going in the threads. And, oh yeah, I wanted to show you something else. Like I say, when you buy these fenders, they're like a universal kit, but you still have to, I don't know if you can tell, but I whittled this down. It was wider, and I had to whittle this down so it would fit down in between this where it gets narrow, so to go up to that. And I'm gonna get one of them smaller screws from that other kit. That's me robbing Peter. Oh, so I can pay Paul. Hold it. It's something I never showed you. This is a kit that I bought on Amazon a while back. If you watched my videos, it's got hardware. But yeah, these were supposed to be 26 by 4, and they sent me regular size bicycle fenders. I got a mountain bike, but I don't really feel like putting fenders on it. But instead of robbing from that other nice 4-inch fender kit for the 20-inch that I bought wrong to start with from Temu, some of these are in a bag and some of them are loose. And let me see if I can find one that'll work for me. I'm gonna try this one. That might be the right one. Yeah, these are Allen heads on that skinny bike fenders that they sent me wrong. So in the advertisement, they showed fenders that look just like these ones I'm putting on. Let me see if it'll thread in there. Because yeah, that little piece right there, that little mounting piece there is actually, I don't know if you can see it poking out in the back, it's actually threaded. And I'm gonna see if this will fit it. I'm hoping it does. Like it was made for it. But whoop, it dropped, but it didn't go far. I want to put a washer And I got some random ones here. I'm gonna put that in there. So it ain't such a small piece holding that fender on. You want a little reinforcement behind that fender. You don't want that little tiny round head holding it on. So, oh, we don't want to go over that. We want to go under that. There's a little cross member between these forks here. That's another provision for a different set of fenders. Get this in here. Hopefully I can work this Allen wrench good enough to tighten this little thing down here in between this tire, because I don't want to take this back tire off either. I started this in there earlier with my fingers and it went in just fine. Right now it's wanting to fight me. It don't even want to start. And I just threaded it in there by hand. Okay, we gotta try something, y'all. This is a little frustrating. Of course, when you turn on the cameras, that's when it happens. Yeah, it's like it don't even want to start. There you are. There you are. Get in there. Oh no. Huh. You see, if I took these fenders off, almost. What they say, cross thread's better than no thread. And I just realized this has a Phillips on one end, which is gonna make this take longer. Of course, I wouldn't have room to do it the other way. Yeah, let me show you what I'm doing now. Let me crank you down. See if I can get you under here. Whoop. So as you can see what I'm trying to do. Hopefully you can see that. I wish that screen was bigger so I could see if you can actually see what I'm doing. But yeah, I'm getting up in here. It's a little tight. But this will start me off. I'm gonna pull that up as high as I can because I want that fender to come down as far as I can on the back side for maximum protection from the mud. And like I said, it's tight in here. My hands ain't big, but they're thick. And my knuckle has the boo-boo on it right there. Of course, that's convenient for right now, isn't it? Isn't it? If I was better at video editing, I could shorten this so it wouldn't be so long, because we're at 38 minutes. And that sucks, because it shouldn't be that long. I should have already been done with this. Like I say, when you bring out the camera, that makes it take longer. Come on, get in there. Yeah, these little cheap wrenches. Maybe I should have got one of my good Allens instead of the supplied ones with the hardware kit. That was cool, is actually an Allen head instead of a regular Phillips. Jet. Yeah, I do need to get better at editing. So I know I can make my videos a little bit better just by, cutting out space that's more dead, and leave all the interesting parts in. Doodly-doo. Yeah, this little Allen head wrench sucks. Whew. But it works. Let me get a better one though. Don't know what size this is. I'm gonna go with a 4. Now this is actually a longer wrench, but it'll go in that Allen head better. Oh yeah, way better. Yeah, the ones they send you, they're just stamped and cut and bent, you know. These here, if you look at the edges, it's kind of smoothed off around the little corners there, and it makes it go into the bolt a lot easier. That's the difference between a good one and a cheap one. And this is actually a fairly cheap one. This is Pittsburgh from Hobo Freight. There we go. Now we're solid right there. My only problem is, I'm thinking I might end up having to put a spacer in here and a longer bolt. And the reason why is it hits up here. And then it's got me real close right there. But I don't, yeah, we're gonna have to fix that. Yeah, cause see, I can't take this out. I'm not gonna cut that out. But if I move this in, that'll let that raise up more here and give me more clearance up here. And that's what we're gonna have to do now. And I got a perfect spacer for it. I gotta go get it out the house and I'll be right back. As you can see in the time lapse I just threw at you, I had to take the tire off so I could drill that hole out. Reason being, these are the only hardware I could find around my whole garage and house that'll fit that threaded hole that I showed you it was already on the bike. Excuse me. But I needed to put a spacer in there. And I found these two spacers. There's this one and another one just like it. But yeah, it's not long enough. So, to make it work, I got one that came with the bike, I mean the Fender kit, that'll work for this. And even the thickness of that Fender and the piece that I'm bolting it to, it'll fit. So, and hopefully it'll give us the angle we need. Oh, it keeps trying to go over that piece that's in the way. But it's part of the structure of the bike and I don't want to mess that up. But anywho's or how, got to put see if I can show you what I'm trying to do now. I'm trying to put the spacer in between the bike and the fender to give it a different angle. I know you can see what I'm trying to show you. So I'm going to put the spacer right here. Then I got to take this, put it up through the spacer, and then that hole. And that'll give me literally just enough room to try to start a nut on it. Hopefully. And I got some ratcheting wrenches. Oh yeah, right over here, that I got to use. Work better in a tight space, I suppose, I would think. El Cheapos, but they're ratcheting wrenches. And then, hopefully this will work. I don't even know if it's going to work yet. Let me see if I'm going the right way. Nope, I need to go there. Yeah. I might have to do a little more tweaking to this with a Dremel. In fact, I know I am. And I can't get that nut back out. It's going to fall. Come on. There we go. We got it. Alrighty, what I had to do now is, if you remember me showing you that part that stuck out where it was threaded, I had to grind that down because it was protruding out too much and I couldn't get the nut started on the other side. And now we got it though. Let me find all my pieces that fell out while I was fumbling around. And I started grinding. I cleaned the end of that bolt off a little bit. But anywho, put my nut down here. What I want my washer on the back side of the fender, because we still want that protection to hold the fender on better. I know I'm getting in your way, but I mean, I guess I could angle you better, but we about got it. And then, if I can get it to go in that little hole, there we go. Yeah. Now, I can possibly get this nut started. If I can keep a hold of it. This is the fun part about having the camera on. I'm wondering if I did what I'm thinking about doing, would I be able to, okay, yeah. I'm trying to hold it with this. I don't know if it's gonna work or not, but hopefully it will. And then I can, no, it's not working. It's just barely enough thread to get the nut started. It'll work, but getting started is another thing. Let me show you what I did. There's that little spacer, which pushed this fender in right about an inch, inch and a quarter, maybe. I'm not really sure, to tell you the truth. Set me lead. Boop. I'm curious myself, in case anybody else is. It's actually not a full inch, 3/4 of an inch. I thought it was at least an inch. But what that does, by pushing that in, it sets the angle different. Remember I told you it was hitting this and it was snug on the tire up there. Well, as I put my tape back, by pushing that in 3/4 of an inch, it gives me just enough room. What do you think? Sometimes I impress myself, and that's not easy. But yeah, it'll touch that rack, but I can always move that seat up just a skosh to clear the rack. And we can use that seat for spacing. But anywho's, what I should have done first though, is put the freaking brace on there. But in you know, my normal fashion, let's do it the hard way. Uh-oh. No, you don't. I bumped that with the mower and made it angry. It wanted to leave me. That board, if you didn't see it. I don't know if you could, but I'm bringing a ladder over and doing this in a goofy fashion because I didn't have the, what do you call it, forethought or whatever you want to call it, to do the brace first. But here I am. Stubborn as can be. Oh, I guess I could get that fender brace, huh? Hopefully you see what I'm trying to do now. What I'm trying to lay down. And I may have to alter this brace Because, no, actually I won't. If anything, I'll have to change where I put my holes. Ha. Anywho, what I need to do here is put the plastic thing on top. I probably should have put the screws in here first. Get them in the hole. There you go. I got one in the hole. Get the other one in the other hole. This is the part that's going to be where I fumble, because then I got to try to hold this up underneath and then start one of them screws. And I got to get the right screw in the right hole, otherwise the other screw ain't going to have a hole to go into. But anyways, fumbling around because I got the camera on. But I might be able to make it work. Somewhere here. Is that it? Yes, it is. Now, let's get this one in. Oh, it's not even in the hole of the fender. Let's get you in there. There we go. Now we have a fighting chance. There we go. Didn't fumble as much as I thought I would. And then we're set. Whew, that was easier than I thought it would be. Bet you never seen somebody get on a step ladder to put a fender on, huh? You ever seen somebody get a step ladder to put a bicycle fender on? There's a first time for everything. I believe that's a country song, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that might be a country band called Little Texas from the 80s and 90s, actually early 90s. But anywho's, now here's the other fun part. Let me get this thing to, there we go. I'm going to drill a hole here and one over on the other side. Then I need to clock my fender the way I want it. Doodly-doo. Might be better off. See, I don't want to put it right there in the path of that bolt. Maybe I could put it over here. So what I want to do now, you want to have your fender straight, because it looked like it was touching the tire, which it almost was, but it was not straight. So what you got to do now is take your I don't think what it is like this is, it's the brace. I might have to bend this side, maybe bend this side. Maybe that'll straighten it over this way. We don't want it rubbing on the back tar, you see. So what I'm going to do now, and when I raise that rack up, it's probably going to make this fender go up a little bit too. I'm going to put it just above, right about here. So what we're going to do now is measure and mark. Let's take, try to stay out of the path of that bolt. That way, if I need to take the tire off, well, I guess I'd probably have to loosen the fender anyway. We got it about a 1/2 inch up from the bolt, and go about that same 1/2 inch, and measure in about a 1/2 inch. And that's where we're going to lay our drill hole. Let me go ahead and mark the other side. Doodly-loo. Do this the other way. 1/2 inch up. Half inch in. Not exact science, but gives me a little point to figure out. So what I'm going to do now, I'll be using the shorter screws from this skinny bike fender set, or bolts. They're actually bolts. So I can dump them out here. I might use these. Well, no, these ain't got nuts to go with them. Uh-oh. Is there shorter ones or the big ones? Because it's not looking like it. No. I know what I could did. I could use these for nuts on the back side. You won't see it because I can just slide it in that way and use them smaller screws. I think that's what I'm going to do. That's redneck ingenuity. Doodle-doo. We'll start with this drill bit. Oh. No, the other way. Let me move my lawnmower, and you can see right at the point of that, hopefully. Doodle-doo. Let me move you up again. Oh, sorry about that. The camera may not even have picked that up. Something with the electronic image stabilization or whatever you call it, EIS or whatever. You can see my marks, there's like a little point. That's right where I want to put it. Right about there. And it's best to take a punch and punch a hole there. But, yeah, see, it's trying to move. Let me see if I can find a punch. I don't think I have one. The only place that I might is in this little toolbox, y'all. I used to have all kinds of stuff like that. What's this? I don't know if that'll work. Nope, that won't work. Not sharp enough. We're just gonna have to freehand it. But I'm trying to get it right there at the end of that. You see that little scratch now in the paint. Right about there. Yeah, see, it keeps trying to move around. That's crazy, this is wobbling like that. What you think? Lay it down in the comments. The big beast with its big fenders. I think it looks pretty slick. The back end hikes up a little more than I want it to, but it's not that bad. Let me know what you think about that. Because a lot of these other bikes, like that one's hiked up even more, and that's from the factory. I hiked that one up because I had to get it to clear them springs on that Polarna. And then here's this one that I just bought. It hikes up in the back. So I guess I kind of did the same thing the manufacturers do. But look at that. The big beast with his big fenders. I did pretty good for an old hillbilly. Next time you see me, we'll be out on the bike riding it. It's supposed to be sunny tomorrow. It's rained for the past couple of days, and this is actually in the wee hours of the morning, because it's the only time I could find time to do this. But tell me, was it worth it? Should I have left the fenders off? The bike look better without them? I think it looks better with them. Looks more complete. And I tried that back tire out. I fumbled with it a little bit and everything. I got it to where it's not rubbing or making no noise like the front one is. Like I say, we can wear them teeth off, or I can shave them off and the front one won't make any noise really. I'm getting you on the tripod so I can demonstrate. You won't hear it making any noise, at least. When I did it just a minute ago, it wasn't making any noise. But here it go. Like to hit go. Get the kickstand up so it don't get in nobody's way. Quiet. And I would really like to get some street treads for it too. My budget's a little tight all the time, and it's a little extra tight this time. But yeah, let me know what you think. I think it looks really good. And I'd like one day to get some front suspension forks. That'll hike the front end up a little bit. And the fenders will probably fit better on a bike with suspension forks anyway. But yeah, I thought about doing that. I mean, it may never happen. Yeah, like right here, it seems to get a little close, but it's not rubbing. And over here, if you look at it, it looks a little further away. But some fenders have another brace going right for somewhere right here, going down to the same spot. And these skinny fenders came with a kit, but they're not black. And they're for skinny fenders. But I could possibly, tweak that out to fit that fender, and then paint it black and do that, and maybe massage this, because if you look at it, it looks a little crooked right here at this. Looks like this side needs to come up. But yeah, it's about even on both sides. Maybe just a skosh more over here than over here. Yeah, see, that's the only thing I like about these fenders is it's. But we'll test her tomorrow, and then we'll see how it does. Like I say, let me know. Like I say, anytime you get a chance in the video, I don't care if you comment 10 times for different points in the video. Like, let's say you comment at the 4-minute, 52-second mark. Each time you comment, you can just type in 4.52, and you can actually click that number and it'll put you to that point in the video. Somebody's wondering what you're talking about. You can click that because it'll turn blue when you type it in, like 4.5. You do the, I don't know what you call it. It's a colon or whatever. It's the 2 dots on your keyboard or whatever. 4 with the 2 dots, like a timestamp. 5.2, and it'll put you at that exact point, whatever point in the video you're wanting to put that minute marker in there, and it'll make it clickable, and it'll automatically bring whoever clicks it to that point in the video you're talking about, which is pretty cool if you didn't know that. I've known it for a while, believe it or not. But yeah, one more once over, and the next time you're gonna see it in the sunlight. It took me about an hour or so. I had to keep stopping for different reasons. One reason was the battery ran out on the GoPro. And then I heard a noise and I was like, what's going on? There's a stray cat outside. But yeah, I think that looks really good. A Mongoose beast with the big fat fenders. Yeah, I actually like that kick up in the back. I think I'm not going to worry about that. I raised the seat up a little bit because I could probably go up just a skosh with the rack, which I might do, so I can lower the seat back down because that's a little high. And an old fella like me needs every advantage of getting on the bike he can get. But yeah, I like it. And they're on there as good as these fenders are on these bikes. Probably better than this one because this one don't have a, yeah, it's pretty solid. It's actually about as solid as mine. I think there's a bolt going into here and a bolt going into here. So it does have 2 mounting points even though they're close together. This one's just bolted right here, that's it. This one has the 2 braces. And it's bolted down here too, at the bottom. But yeah, we'll get back with you with a test ride. Whoop. There it is in the sunlight. What little sun we got. It's mostly overcast, but the sun's peeking through right now. I made a couple little minor changes. You definitely wouldn't know unless I showed you. You might notice this one. I was pushing this bike around front and I kept hearing it going da 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 da. So I put that in there to keep that straighter. And it's actually, remember I showed you earlier that it looked crooked and now it looks straight. But another reason, see that piece I bolted onto here? It was actually angled like the kickstand bracket. So I took a pair of channel locks and tweaked it. That helped it some, but it still looked crooked here, but I didn't notice it until just now where I put this foam there to keep it from banging up against the bar. It makes it look straight now. Probably holds it from, yeah, it'll move a little bit, but not as much. But yeah, it was going da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Anywho's, there's the sun peeking out a little more. Yeah, it's like maybe 63 degrees right now. We're almost in June and it's only like 63 degrees. Yeah, let's get on her and see how she rides with them. Cause this may not be the end of it. I may have to tweak a few other things. Yeah, I'm already looking at that bar there. It's already touching this side again. Yeah, I might have to take a bracket and put it there, and I don't know if that would help either. Yeah, I had this evened out. That's better. That sucker was actually touching it. Might be where I tweaked that piece at the bottom. And I'm an old fart, so I'm gonna have to try to get on here like this. There we go. And this ain't a freewheeler because it's got the coaster brake. Woohoo! Oh, woo! Up. I tweaked it. Up. Woohoo! Later over. I'm getting old and decrepit. I might be too old for this bike. And then I thought I heard it making noise. Now it ain't making noise because my foot hit it down here and it. Yeah, this might be too much bike for me anymore. I ain't as flexible and limber as I used to be. The struggles of an old fart. Trying to get these mirrors straight. There we go. Now if I can just get took off and yeah, I still feel like I'm way up in the air. Even though these ape hangers are huge, my arms are pointed down instead of straight forward. We need to figure out a way to alleviate that. Now, if I take this rack off, I can lower that seat. Yeah, I'm gonna do that very soon. And I do wish, when I bought this bike, they only had the single speed. All the 7-speed versions were sold out, and they had these on clearance. Yeah, she ain't making no noise now. And I aired up the tires. Believe it or not, both of them were right about 3.5 pounds. Because I hadn't rode it since I think I rode it once last year. And I didn't air them up then, because if you remember, I wore myself out trying to ride the bike because we done took off, and I was like, nah, I ain't turning back. So I suffered through that video. But yeah, we're gonna have to take this rack off or something so I can lower this seat substantially. But yeah, this is just like cruising. This is it. This is got that small front sprocket, which if it was a big front sprocket, it'd probably be hard to take off. But like I say, if I had the 7-speed, I could take off in a lower gear and click, 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 and get up and go a little faster. Yeah, this pedal's so much easier now with a little air in the tires. I imagine, yeah, my foot hits the back of that flip out on the back of that front fender. But it's still not making any noise. All you hear is the tires wanting to whine. We ain't going fast enough to make them whine very loud, but you can probably hear it. I need to tilt this seat down in the front. And lower it quite a bit. But yeah. For as fast as this bike's gonna go, these fenders will do. Let's go off-road a hair. It does have knobbies. Yeah, it's the only thing I don't like about this bike. Look at my feet. I can easily hit that front tire with my foot. I wish there was a big window somewhere, like a big storefront window, that I could show you what it looks like with me riding it. Woohoo! Up here. Click. Yeah, but if you just want to casually cruise around, you know, you're not worried about going real fast, this bike will be all right. Woohoo. Yeah, she's a tall bike. She's a big old beast. Maybe that's why Mongoose named it that. But nah, when I bought the bike, that seat was way down here. And I can put it back down there. I just had to take this. I got that rack on clearance. I got it for about 10 bucks. And it does look nice. But we're fixing to see what it looks like without it. I just got to loosen them 2 bolts and pop the seat out and slide it off the bar. And we'll see. It might actually look better without the rack on it. Let's find out. Let's find out. And then I can drop that seat down. And look, this seat goes way up higher. Why? I don't know. I was trying to get this to come out. And there's more. Yeah, I guess a 7-footer could ride this bike. But anywho's, we're going to take that off. I mean, I don't need it. Oh, here's my wrench set. I'm thinking we're going to go to the big ones. If I'm not mistaken, I think it might be this one. Oh, yeah. I'm hoping it'll free up and slide off fairly easy. Doodaloo. Doodaloo. Yeah, this video is probably pretty long, and I apologize. Unless y'all enjoy watching, and then maybe it's extra good. Anywho's, we're gonna. Yeah, she's tight on there. What we're gonna do now, need to get something, prise it loose. I got some pry bars. Where'd I put them? I did have them over here, but I think I moved them over here. I could be wrong. I'm not seeing them. That's freaking weird. Yeah, I have a whole pry bar set somewhere. Well, let's try something else. It'd probably be easier to pop this off and pop it out the other end. So let's try that. Almost. There we go. And then we can take, I got a mallet. I believe that's it. Yeah. I'll take. She still ain't wanting to budge a whole lot. I was wanting to take a pry bar and tweak that out, but I don't know what I did with my pry bars. I mean, one of them's fairly big. I had them hanging down through this shelf. Oh, look. There they are. That's not big enough. Anyway, let's try that. Yeah, when you tighten this in, it tweaks that out, but I don't know if that's going to help either. So, let's commence to beating on it some more. I could try that other seat. Hopefully you're not wearing headphones. Oh, that shouldn't. Yeah. She was on there, dang it. Yeah, it's got different little cuffs to match whatever bar you got. I'll keep them in there, that way we don't lose them. And then we'll put it over here for now, but we'll probably be putting it on that ladder later. Then, I'm seriously considering this other seat that if you watched my channel regularly, back when I had the old riding mower sitting in here, I bought this from Goodwill. And y'all, let me know what you think. I'm trying to get this. There we go. This one looks like it'd be more comfortable. But I'll tell you what, this one's got that quick release. But yeah, tell me in the comments if you think that other seat would look better. Put the seat bar back in it. Now we can get that seat down way low. Get low, get low, get low. There, huh? That might be a little too low. Fixing to find out. Boop. And then, that way this old fart ain't fumbled and falling off and laying the bike over in the grass. Definitely don't want to be laying it over anywhere else. Get on there. Go on, get. I guess that's good enough. Get her getting straight. I think I'm gonna lower it a little bit more though. Yeah, I like these little quick clamps, whatever you want to call them, quick release. And then we're gonna go down low. Get it low. See, I couldn't put that rack on there with this. There we go. Now you're gonna see a better angle of me riding. Get low, get low, get low. Now this bike's so big, like them 20-inch ones right there. Look, let's line them up. Fronts are fairly equal. Got half a wheel behind there. It's too wide to turn it around in here with them bikes in here. Whoop. Yeah, I think that looks better with the seat down low anyway. I think it'll look good. Get low, get low. And then, this is probably what I should have done before I turned the camera on. Oh, I still can't hardly get on the bike. My hips ain't what they used to be. They kind of like Shakira, though. They can't lie. They let you know. There we go. Oh, yeah. Much better. And it's best to pedal with your forefoot. Yeah. That looks better. Yeah, it feels better. The arms out. I can even adjust my mirrors down a little bit. Get them out there. There we go. Yeah. Tell me what you think about the mirrors. Yeah, this is so much easier to ride like this. And I don't feel like I'm in a jacked up 4x4, pickup truck. Much better. Much better. Yeah. And can't hear nothing from them fenders. Like I say, them little clamps that hold them to the front forks. I do plan on updating those later. And if I have to, that little piece of foam I kept, and it keeps that thing from going up against that bar. I'm gonna, if I have to, put a wider one on there. No biggie. Yeah, them teats are hitting ever so often. I can hear them. You got it. Almost didn't notice him. Yeah, it looks cool. I think it looks real cool. Ooh. Hope nobody got hurt. Oh, you know, in that wreck. Oh. Teats. I don't know if you can hear it or not. It don't matter, it's gonna hit. I don't know if you can see them. Little teats sticking out here and there. That's what you're hearing. Hit that little bar. There may still be some tweaking to do. The tire's not actually rubbing, it's just the teats. Yeah, it's so much easier to pedal and everything without being way up in the air. Somebody mowed today. I need to. It's not bad, but it don't take long. This grass around here, it don't have to get that long. It gets thick. Yeah, it's just like a leisure bike here. You don't want to, this ain't gonna win no races or nothing. It's just it's a cruiser. It's just to cruise around. Doo-doo-doo. No wore out sidewalks. Yeah, see, I can touch the ground and everything. And confidently stop without feeling like I'm gonna fall off or anything. But yeah, let me know what you think. Yeah, it looks better without the rack, I believe. Tell me what you think. Lay it down. Let a feller know. Yeah, you can see the fender's better. See, look, it's looking, where I put that foam in there, it's looking kind of close to the tire there, but it ain't making no noise. Yeah, I might just, boy, I got the zip tie. There's a hole there. I might just put a bracket on there and zip me a little hole in the fender real quick and, you know, fix it to that bar. That way it don't vibrate, and then I can take that 1/4 or 1/8 of an inch out of that foam there. Right now I put it in there to keep the, rattle down. It was just a quick fix. Yeah, let me know what you think, and I hope you liked the video. If you did, please hit that like button. Comment, share, like. And if you got this far, you might as well subscribe if you ain't yet. And hit the bell for all notifications. And I hope you enjoyed.